Guys, welcome back to Tech Geeks. Let's get started with today's topic, which is loops in Python. So, in order to understand the loops, we need to have the knowledge of the range function. If you don't know about the range function, please follow my tutorial for the range function in Python. So, guys, in order to understand the loops, let's take a help of a simple example. Suppose we are standing here and we need to make 10 counts of running around this cricket stadium. Let's say what we will be doing, we will be starting at count 0 and then we will be going around this ground, running around this ground and coming back to this point. Then we will be incrementing this count by 1. So now we will be counting 1 and again running and then incrementing it to 2. So at the end of each round we will be checking for a condition whether the rounds made by us are less than 10 or not. If it is less than 10, we will continue making the round of running, else we will stop. So when our count goes 10, we will be checking again whether the count is less than 10. So this condition will get false and here we will stop running. That means we will complete our 10 rounds of running. This is nothing but the loops. What are we doing here? We have a starting point, that is 0. We have a condition which is whether the number of rounds made are less than equal to 10 or not, and at the end of each round we are incrementing the number of rounds completed by 1. So what does this mean? That we start from a point, we do a complete loop. At the end of condition, we increment the count by 1 and check for the condition. If the condition is true, we continue the loop, else we come out of the loop. So guys, here's the loop. Loops are the iterations that we do repeatedly to perform a certain task. The task in the example we just took was running around the ground. In loops, we have a starting point, we have a condition on the basis of which we either continue in the loop or get out of it, and at the end of each loop we increment our count by 1 and then check this condition for true or false. This condition gives us a boolean output whether true or false. In case the condition is true, we continue the loop, else we come out of the loop. Now guys, we'll be doing two type of loops. First is the for loop, the next is the while loop. First we'll be going through the for loop. For loops start with a keyword for, then we have a variable x. I'll tell you about this variable. Then we have a keyword in, and then we have the range function. If you remember from our last tutorial, what is a range function? Range function is something that has a starting point, say 1, that has a ending point, say 10, and that has a step, that is increment. So the range function starts from 1, ends at end minus 1, that is it goes till 9, from 1 to 9, and at each step it takes an increment of 2, that is it supplies us value 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 9. Now what does this full line means? It means for each value in the range function, that value gets supplied to x. That means that value gets stored inside x, and this for loop runs till the range reaches its end point, which is end minus 1, 10 minus 1, that is 9. Then we write our instructions, the code itself that we need to perform on this for loop. Suppose I want to print the numbers from 1 to 9. What I'll be saying, for x in range 1 to 10 with a step of 1, print x. So what is it doing? Starting from 1, in the first iteration of this loop, this one value will get stored inside x and will be printed here. Then after printing, the control goes back to the for loop. It gets incremented by 1. Now the number comes 2. 2 gets stored inside x and then we print x. So this continues till we print from 1 to 9. So here is our output from 1 to 9. Suppose you are given a problem to write a table of 2. How you will be doing this? You will be saying for x in range 1 to 11 with an increment of 1. Why I have taken 11? Because the range runs till end minus 1. It will run from 1 to 10 with an increment of 1 at the end of each iteration. What I'll do here, print x. In each value will be getting stored inside x, and that I will, if I multiply it by 2, will be giving me table of 2, which is 2 4 6 8 10 and so on. Now guys, we have done a simple problem in if else statements also to find whether a given number is even or odd. If I want to find within this range the number I am getting at each iteration is even or odd, well, what I'll be doing, if you don't know about if else statement, please follow my tutorial to the if else and elif statements in Python. What I'll be doing is, if this number x percentage 2, That is, when x divided by 2, then the remainder is 0. That means the number is even, else the number is odd. So what I'll be doing here, first of all, one value will get supplied here. This condition will be checked. If 1 is divisible by 2, this condition will give me false. If this condition is true, the output is written on the left side. Otherwise, the else condition runs and the output is printed. So as this condition is false, the control will shift to else and odd will be printed. Next, it will go back to the for loop. The value will get incremented by 1. Now the value comes 2 and gets stored inside x. As 2 is divisible by 2, even will be printed, and so on. So guys, if I execute this, I'll be getting odd, even, and along with that, if I want the number also to get printed, I will write x comma this. Guys, in print statement, when we want to concatenate two things, to combine two things together, we use a comma. So this is a number, comma, this is even. So I'll be getting number wise whether it is even or odd. So guys, let's see another example, whether a number lies between 5 and 8 or not. If a given number lies between 5 and 8, then we will increment that number by 10. We will add 10 to that number. Otherwise, we will multiply by number with 2. So we will be doing it with for loop for each iteration. How we will be doing? For x in range, let's say from 1 to 11, again we take the range with an increment with a step of 1. I'll be checking if x is greater than 5 and x is less than 8. Guys, this and is a logical operator. If you don't know about logical operator, please follow my tutorial to assignment, arithmetic, comparison and logical operators. And gives me true only if both the conditions are supplied to it, that is x greater than 5 and x less than 8. Both conditions return me true. If anyone returns me false, and will return me a false. If this return me true, the output on the left side will get executed, which will be x plus 10. That is, if the number lies between 5 and 8, increment it by 10, print x plus 10. Else, if this condition is not true, print x multiplied by 2. So guys, what are we doing here is, first of all, we will be supplied with value x by the range function. This value of 1 we will be storing in x. So as 1 is not greater than 5, this whole condition will go false and it will print 2 multiplied by 1, that is 2. So the output that will be printed first of all will be 2. Next, it will go back to the loop. The range function will increment it by 1. Will be storing that value inside x. Again, the condition goes true. The output will be 4. As 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. For 3, output will be 6. For 4, output will be 8. For 5, output will be 10. Now, after the value of 5, when control goes back to the range function and it increments 5 by 1, that is, it supplies me 6 that gets stored inside x, this condition will go true as 6 is greater than 5 and 6 is less than 8. So what I'll be getting here? 6 plus 10, that is 16. For 7, again this condition is true. What I'll be getting? 7 plus 10, 17. For 8, 8 is greater than 5, but 8 is not less than 8. It is equal to 8. So this condition again goes false, and 8 multiplied by 2, I'll be getting 16. Then I'll be getting 18, and finally I'll be getting 20. So guys, the output, if I execute this, is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then 16, 17, then 16, 18, 20, as we have mentioned here. Let's see one more example. Let's say you want to run the loop on the user defined numbers. That is, the start point and the end point should be defined by user. The steps should also be defined by user. What I'll be doing? I'll be using the input function. That input function takes in the value from the user, and whatever value the user gives, it stores the value in string format. That is single quote, string format. If I want this value to be used as numeric, I will have to convert this value first into integer format using int function. So let's say this is my starting point, then let's say this is my end point. These all are getting defined by user, and then let's say this is a step or increment which is getting defined by user. So enter start point, let's say starting point is 2, enter end point, let's say it is 10, and enter step, let's say it is 3. So guys, how my loop will be running in this case? For x in a range from start point stored inside variable start. So I will be writing it as from start till end with an increment of step. So as the end point is 10, I will be going till end minus 1. That is equal to 10 minus 1 equal to 9. So this loop will run from 2 to 9 with an increment of 3. If I execute this printing x, the value of x, what I'll be getting? I'll be getting 2. Then taking an increment of 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. Then I'll be getting 5. Then taking an increment of 3, 8. Then if I take the increment of 3, I'll reach 11. But I am to run the loop till 9. So I'll be getting 2, 5 and 8. So guys, this is all about the for loop. Next, we will be doing the while loop in the next class. Till then, practice Python. Make yourself comfortable with the syntax. Goodbye. Thank you and happy learning.